Hi there, it's Suzanne at Hullahbaloo. This is today's project. It is a wine bottle wrap. The wine bottle inside is a mini one. It opens with a lovely piece of twine that just keeps the top end closed and makes it taper to the shape of the bottle. And as you can see, it is literally a mini bottle. Now this one is, where's the mils on this? I'm not actually sure how many mils are in this, but as you can see, size of my hand to the bottle, it's a small bottle. So this one was made using Nature's Poem DSP. I'm going to make a different variation for you now. So first of all, what you need is a piece of cardstock that measures 7 inches by 7 1/4. I've chosen Night of Navy. Get my scoreboard, and what you want to do is just, because there's such a slight difference in the two sides, make sure you've got the correct one. So I've got the 7 1/4 side, and on this side I'm going to score it at 2 inches and 6 1/2, and then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and I'm going to score this one at 1 1/8, 2 1/4, 3 3/8, 4 1/2, 5 5/8, and 6 3/4. And then you should have something that looks like that. Pop the scoreboard away. So first of all, get the bone folder out and let's fold and burnish all those lines. You want to make sure that they've got a nice crisp fold to them, so that when the wrap goes round the bottle, it's giving it the hexagon shape that's needed. But also make sure that the bottle's in there snug, because nobody wants the bottle to be jangling around and have any form of breakages and so on. So what you need is to trim this, and where you need to trim it. So what you can see is you've got a skinny little rectangle at the bottom here. What I do is, because this is the piece that's going to stick, I want to mitre it just slightly, as I don't want any unsightly edges. I'm going to mitre the top of it just slightly also, and then I want to get rid of this skinny rectangle both at the top and bottom. There's one. Take off this little one at the top, and that is the template that you've got. Now I've decorated mine, as I say, with Nature's Poem DSP here. This time I've gone for the Twinkle Twinkle DSP, and in particular this sheet here, which I think is absolutely beautiful, and I didn't want to cut into it, but you know, needs must. And so what you need for this is a piece on each panel that measures 1 inch by 4 1/2. And so what I've done is, when I've cut it in a specific order, so that, as you can see, the pattern then matches up to one another along the panels. So I'm just going to add those on. What I'm using is Tombow. I'm using liquid glue. However, I think for speed on this, you can use your fuse. You could use snails, it's paper onto card. So yeah, you could use tear and tape as well. So you've got a few different options of adhesive on this project. And then all you want to do is take each piece and just line it up onto the panels there. Oops, put that back. That's another thing that's great about Tombow. Make an error, it doesn't dry straight away, so you can reposition it before it does dry and save the project. Whereas things like fuse, once it's stuck, sometimes it's quite difficult to rearrange what you're doing. So Tombow is perfect for that. Stick these on as quick as I can. And as you can see, it's bringing a beautiful starry sky to the box. Well, bag, box. I didn't know what to call it, and that's why in the end I went with bottle wrap. You could, I suppose, make the twine longer and turn it into a form of bag. I chose to use the twine as a bow to finish the decor. So there we go, last one. And then we've got a little bit of cutting to do just to get the template into the shape we need it for finishing off the wrap. There we go. Put my lid on. So what we need to do now is each of these long rectangles needs snipping up its line to this first score, and the small rectangles at the top need the same to the first score. And these are going to create the bottom and then the tapered neck of the box. So you can see just up to that first line, and it'll leave several flaps, which is how we're going to form the base. It's going to form quite a sturdy base, as with it being a bottle. We want to make sure that that's not falling through the bottom or breaking the bag at any point. We want to make sure the wine gets to your recipient in one piece. So as you can see, all the flaps at the bottom and these ones at the top. Now these ones at the top, to get the twine through, I've used my handheld punch, and all I've done is try and line it up into the centre of each one in a little bit, so not too close to the edge, and then just one through each. And that's that. So let's construct the box. You need a bit of, I'm using Tombow again, but again, fuse could be quicker. I wouldn't use snail, as you need something that's going to be strong enough to hold the box. And you just fold that over and secure that in place. Now, because Tombow takes a few seconds to dry, I'm just going to press down with my bone folder just to make sure that the adhesive is taken. And then as you see, you start to get that shape. So now we're going to stick the bottom of the box. Now, a great tip taught to me by Poo Tools, who's my upline, is that wherever the box joins together, use that as the back, as you don't want the seams to be seen when you're showing the box off. So what I've done here is made sure that the 3 back pieces are the ones that fold in first. So what you want to do is you want to get the back piece and you want to get the opposite, and what you want to do is just line them up together so that when they stick, they're in perfect harmony with one another. So I'll show you what I mean. Pop some Tombow on there. And then you need to get them perfectly lined up with one another. Not only will that give you the brilliant structure of your box, but it will make sure that it's quite sturdy. It's not wanting to stick. One way of getting it to stick, apart from sticking your fingers underneath and holding it, like so. You can also turn it upside down and either use the bottle itself, or in my case I'm just going to use the bone folder just to apply some pressure on there. And as you can see, that's stuck, so then making my way to the next one. So again, just line them up to one another, get some Tombow on there, a little bit more, make sure it can stick over and line. Now the first one is the trickier one, as that's got nothing to press against. But now you've got the first one done, pressing against is fine. And then the last one, is that the back? Where's the back? The back's there, so yes, that's the back. And a bit more Tombow. And stick that down. And then just to make sure you've got enough pressure. And so now this is where I put the bottle in. Give it some weight just to keep the bottom of that base. But as you'll see, each of these can now tape around the top of the bottle, and they give it a lovely stylised finish. So what I've done is I've used the Very Vanilla twine. Now this is in the Festive Farmhouse set, which is in the Autumn Winter catalogue. All I've done is thread it through each piece. Give myself a nice edge first. And you go through from the front on the first one when it wants to go through. So through the front, and then on each one I've gone from the front because I want it to pull in a certain way that gives that tapered edge that we want. So again, from the front to the back. The only exception will be the last one. Same through the front, all the way around, front again, front again. Oh no, sorry, this is the last panel to have it through, so I go through the back just so then we can give it a nice loop. And then all we do is carefully pull those in, as we don't want to rip any of those holes. Pull those in and tie ourselves a lovely bow. Now I love twine. You don't have to be a professional bow tyer to get a nice bow out of it. Look at that, on camera, gorgeous bow. Snip the ends. Look at that. Just a bit of a twist there, but gorgeous bow. Now to decorate it. So I'm using a set called Treat Time, and I'm on my other one. I've used this one in the corner, but I think on this one I might go for a birthday theme. There's my birthday one. Can't see it for looking. It's there. Let's mount this. What blocks this? This is a C block. We'll mount that on. And so to match the twine, I've got a scrap of Very Vanilla. I've got my Night of Navy ink. Make sure it's well stamped. There we go, beautiful. And then I have got the Darling Label Punch, which we're just gonna pop around that. And if we line that up nicely, those lines go into those lovely corners, just like so. And then on the back of this one, I've got a piece of 1 3/4 inch circle, which again, I'm doing a Night of Navy on this one. Pop that out. And then I stuck them on again. Yep, you've got it, with a bit of Tombow. Don't know why I put the lid on. Use so much of it, it might as well stay permanently off. So just on the back of there, and then just being a little careful because I've got ink on my hands. Stick that on there. And then I finished off mine with some rhinestones. Now let's see where I've put mine. Does she know where she's put them? No. So on this one I'm going to use my metallic pearls. I've got gold and silver, so I'm going to use some silver ones with this. Love these. I don't think I use them enough, if I'm honest. And then with my picking tool, when I don't pull the end out, we'll put these in each of these little divots. There's one there. Pop another one there. Like to run away from me. Put one there. And then to finish this, I've just popped it onto the bottle with some dimensionals. So we'll put that there. Put some dimensionals on the back. I'm using my mini ones here, but the bigger ones would be far better. Take the backs off when you can. The fourth one, and then just pop that in the middle, and there you have it. So you've got two different wraps to suit these little mini wine bottles. My wine bottle was only from somewhere like Aldi, so I'm sure most supermarkets will have a mini version. I hope you've liked this. All of the dimensions you will find on my blog, which is hullahbaloo.com, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much. Bye.